Assalamu alaikum guys, welcome to the next lecture. I will again go through little about determinants and then we will study Cramer's rule. Because for Cramer's rule we need determinants, but now we will do determinants in another way by using row operations. We did expand determinants via cofactor expansion where we pick one row and one column and solve through that. So what was that basically? If this is a determinant n by n matrix, it's a general n by n matrix a11, a12 up to a11 and similarly so on, where aij is the general ith row jth column element, right? What we do is we pick any row or any column. You can pick any row or any column. So what we do is by that row we delete the row and the column of this entry, right? Let's say we pick this entry and we delete the row and column of this entry, and the remaining is called the cofactor, right? So that is a matrix which we can call aij. Capital aij means matrix obtained by crossing out the ith row and jth entry, right? So if we find the determinant of that matrix, right, it can be a cofactor, but for cofactor we multiply by the sign. This is, if this is positive, right, this is negative, positive, negative, positive, and so on. If we multiply the sign with aij, it is the cofactor cij. Okay, so here you see we removed the jth column and the ith row. You see the ith row jth column is removed, and now it is n minus 1 by n minus 1 matrix. This is called aij. Now for if we multiply a11, this element, with this aij, which is just this matrix, right? This is what we do, and keep on doing with the whole row a11, a12 up to a1n. This is simply the determinant. This is the way which we already did in previous lecture of determinants. We used this method of finding the determinant. So I wrote it in rigorous form here. Okay, so see 1 multiplied by deleting this row and column, so 4 minus 1 minus 2 0. You see this is the same one. Then you have 5, but 5 comes with minus 5, and now delete this row and this column, so you get 2 minus 1 0 0, 2 minus 1 0 0, and the third one is 0, and you delete this row and this column, you get 2 4 0 minus 2. I did not write here it is 2 4 0 minus 2 because outside is 0, so it doesn't matter what you get here. When you multiply something by 0, it gives you 0. So whenever you pick a row and column, pick the row and column which has most zeros in it. Okay, so because whenever you have 0, you have no contribution from that element, so it will save your time. So now you see, if ijth cofactor, if I take the same determinant aij by removing the ith row and jth column, but if I multiply the appropriate sign as well, for first one plus, for the second one minus, and so on, then we call it cofactor. So if you pick any row and multiply by their cofactors, you get the determinant. We also call it cofactor expansion of the determinant. Now this determinant can be found by any row or any column. So you can go across any row or you can come down any column. It's your choice. Okay, any row or any column will give you the determinant, but you have to choose just one row and one column, not more than that. Now if you look at this one, if you have, let's say, this determinant, you can see the first column has lot of zeros here. So if I choose the first row instead, if I choose this row and find the determinant, I will get 1 2 3 4 5 determinants in my expansion, because 3 into this whole determinant, then 7 into this whole determinant, 8 into, so you will keep multiplying 5 determinants with these 5 entries. But if we, instead of that, if we pick this column, if we choose this column, then only 3 will give you the answer, because all others are 0 and 0 does not give you any contribution. So it's good idea if I expand down the first column. So the first column will give me 3 remove the row and column. So you got 2 minus 573, 2 minus 573, 0 1 0 0. So this is the determinant which you got here, right? And now I don't have to write any other thing. Why? Because 0 0 0 0 gives me all 0, no contribution from this column. Plus 0 minus 0 plus 0 minus 0 doesn't matter, don't need to write it, right? Now you see I get another matrix, and again the first column has most of the zeros. So again I will choose first column to solve it. So I will pick the first entry to remove the row and column. I got this determinant which is here, and now I don't have to write anything else. Why? Because I'm going down. Minus 0 plus 0 minus 0 does not give you anything. So all contribution will be 0 from there. So see, 5 by 5 determinant becomes 4 by 4, and 4 by 4 becomes 3 by 3. Now you can pick any one, but why not pick the third row? Because third row has 3 zeros. Similarly, third column also has 2 zeros. So either you pick third column or third row. So let's pick third row. So from third row, the first one is 0. It will give me nothing. Then second one is minus 2. So I will remove the row and column of minus 2. I get 1 0 2 minus 1. 1 0 2 minus 1. Then the third 0 again gives you nothing. So I got only the contribution from this minus 2. Now what is the position of this minus 2? Third row second column. So you see, third row second column gives you minus sign. Because here it was first row first column. So it is plus. I did not write anything. It is plus. Again this 2 is first row first column. So again it is plus. Did not give me anything. But now this is third row second column. Third row second column is 5. So minus 1 to the power 5 is minus 1. So that's why I got minus outside. So a 2 minus 2 from here and minus 1 from here makes it plus 2. So that this minus and this minus make it plus. Now what is the determinant of this 2 by 2? It is just 1 into minus 1 cross multiplication and 2 into 0. So I got minus 1 here. So see, I got the determinant. So choosing the appropriate row and column can help us greatly. Okay, if you choose first row here, you need to write 5 determinants like this. 3 into 4 by 4, minus 7 into 4 by 4, minus 8 into 4 by 4, 9 into 4 by 4. So you will write 5 4 by 4 determinants, which is a huge task, right? So instead of doing that, I choose the first column, again the first column, and then the third row. Saves me a lot of time. Okay, we can do one more thing. You see, if you have a triangular matrix, no matter upper or lower, remember what was the triangular matrix? When you have a diagonal, right? If above the all 0 or below are 0. If both are 0, it's a diagonal matrix. But if one of them is 0, if either all above them are 0 or all below them are 0, they are called triangular matrices, right? Above the diagonal 0 or below the diagonal 0. What is the benefit? If you have a triangular matrix, then the determinant is just the product of the entries on the diagonal. Let's say if there are entries on the diagonal 1 2 3, then determinant of this, no matter what is written here, 4 5 6, whatever is written, if it is a triangular matrix, the determinant is nothing but the multiplication of the diagonal entries, 1 into 2 into 3. That's it. Okay, so the answer will be 6. See how easy it is to find the determinant of a triangular matrix. And you remember, when we do the row operations on a matrix, we can make every matrix triangular. Agree with that? Echelon form, when we make 1 and we make below everything 0 using the row operations. So why not use row operations in column in determinants as well? But we have to be careful. In determinants, we can add a multiple of a one row into a second row, no problem, as we do, right? We do R2 minus 3R1, let's say this thing. Determinant will not change. If you do this operation, the value of the determinant will not change. Okay, but if you interchange two rows, when you do R1 2, means change, swipe row 1 with row 2. If you do that, then a minus sign will come outside. So you have to be just careful that you have to bring a minus sign when you swap two rows. Similarly, if you multiply one row by k, If one row of A is multiplied by K, then the whole determinant gets multiplied by K. So it means when you multiply something by K, then divide that to outside as well to balance it. This is what you have to remember. So let's do a question. You see, this is a 4 by 4 matrix and it is not triangular, not many zeros here. So if I start by using the traditional method called cofactor expansion, what I will do, I will pick 2, remove row and column, write 2 into this 3 by 3 matrix. Then minus 8 and remove this row column, again a 3 by 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I will write 4 3 by 3 matrix here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 3 by 3 matrix. Lot of work, right? Lot of work. So why we don't want to do that? Because it takes huge time. So instead of that, let's use row operations and bring it into a triangular form, okay, or at least bring zeros here, at least bring zeros in this column. So what we need 1 here. You see, these all values are multiple of 2. So what I can do, I can divide row 2 by 2. So if I divide first row by 2, row 1 by 2, not row 2, this is row 1, row 1 by 2. If I divide row 1 by 2, 1 minus 4, 3, 4. But as I said, if you divide something by 2, you should multiply 2 outside. If you multiply something by 2, then you should divide 2 outside. Okay, so you have to remember this. This is something which we don't do in matrices. Okay, now using this one, I will make all these 3 zeros. So 3 minus 3 plus 3 and 1 minus 1 0. It means R2 minus 3 R1. You see, R2 minus 3 R1 R, this is 3 R1. I don't know why I wrote 2. This is 3 R1. Okay, R3 plus 3 R1 will make it 0 and R4 minus R1. Okay, so if you do 3 minus 3 will be 0, minus 9 plus 12. You see, I am multiplying this by minus 3. So plus 12 minus 9 gives you 3. Then minus 9 plus 5 gives you minus 4. And minus 12 plus 10 gives you minus 2. So you see, that's how I got, from this operation I got the second row. Okay, this is what. Now from here I should get the third row. So 3 R1 plus R3. 3 R1, 3 minus 3 is 0. Minus 12 plus 0 is minus 12. Right? 9 plus 1 is 10. And 12 minus 2 is 10. So you see, I got all those ones. Now R4 minus R1. 1 minus 1, 0. Minus 4 plus 4, 0. 3 minus 3, sorry, 0 minus 3 gives you minus 3, and 6 minus 4 gives you 2. So you see, I got this one. I can continue and make all values below the diagonal zeros, but I know if the first column has become 0, all values become 0. So why not just expand by column 1 now? We can expand by column 1 using this first column. Okay, so if you bring this one here, this one comes down here. Okay, 2 is outside already there. Now first row and first column is gone. So you got 3, 4 minus 2, 12, 10, 10, 0, 3, 2. So I got this determinant, right? So I don't have to consider anything else because all these values are 0. So no contribution from here. Got it? So you can carry on like this. Again, you can use this 3 to make it 0 and again expand by column 1. Or what we can do is, we can continue from here. Instead of doing this, instead of expanding through column 1, I can wait for a couple of more steps and make this and this 0. Make it a triangular matrix. What is the benefit of triangular matrix? We can use this theorem, which says that if the matrix is triangular, we can just multiply the entries of diagonal. That's it, to get the determinant. So what I can do, if I use this 3 to make this 12 0, how can I do that? Multiply this by 4 and add here. So multiply second row by 4 and add in 3, right? So first row as it is, second row as it is, third row will be changed because 4 3s are 12, minus 12 will make it 0. Again 12 minus 10 will give you 6. Again, 16 minus 10 gives you 6. And 4 2s are minus 8 plus 10 gives you 2. So you see, minus 6 and 2. Now I have this 3, right? To make it lower triangular, I should make this 0 as well. So I can multiply this with 1/2. I can multiply this by 1/2, it will become 3, and then subtract here, right? So it will give you 0. So if you multiply this by -1/2 and add into R4, this is -1/2. So -1/2 times 6 becomes 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. -1/2 into 2 becomes -1. -1 plus 2 is 1. So after doing one more operation, I got to this one. Why I did this? I came from here to here and then from here to here. So I skipped this step. This is one way of doing it. This is the second way of doing it. Now what is the benefit? This is a triangular matrix. So if it is a triangular matrix, I can just multiply the diagonal entries to get the answer. 2 is already outside, it will stay there. And here 1, 3, minus 6 and 1. You see, I multiplied 1, 3, minus 6 and 1, and answer is 36. So this is another method using row operation to find the determinant of any n by n matrices. Okay. This is what we have already studied in previous determinants lecture. If determinant of A is not 0, then A is invertible and we can find the inverse. We know how to find inverse everything. Okay. Anyway, I'm skipping all this thing. As we know that determinant of A transpose and determinant of A are same. It means whatever I am doing with rows, I can do with the columns as well, because columns of A are the rows of A transpose. It means I can use column operations as well. If you need column operations, you can use it. We did not use column operations in matrices. We only swap columns, but we did not multiply one column and add in some other column. Okay, we only interchange two columns because interchanging two columns does not change the system of equations. Okay, but here in the determinant we can do any column operation. So that's your choice, you can do anything. Anyway, the important thing which I wanted to do was Cramer's rule, and that's why I did review of determinants, and we studied one more method of finding the determinants using row operations. Okay, now if we have a matrix equation Ax is equal to b, you know that this comes from a system of equations. You can have n by n system of equations, but here one condition is your matrix A should be a square matrix. Your coefficient matrix is n by n matrix. It means the number of equations and number of unknowns are equal. If you have 3 unknowns, you should have 3 equations. If you have 2 unknowns, you should have 2 equations. If you have 5 unknowns, you should have 5 equations. So A matrix, coefficient matrix should be a square matrix. Okay. Now you know that A has columns, A1, A2, A3 up to AN columns, right? We use this notation here. This is a matrix which is obtained by replacing the ith column by a vector b, the right hand side. If I remove the ith column in my A and write b instead of the ith column, I will call it AIB. For example, if I want to write A1b, A1b is replacing A1 by b. I will replace A1 by b, I will get A1b. If I replace A2 by b, not A1, if I replace A2 by b and then A3, A4 and so on, right, so on, then I will call it A3b. Okay, so this is the notation which we are using here. Then Cramer's rule says that if you divide the determinant of a ib with the determinant of a, you will get the value of xi. You see, this I and this I are the same. It means x1 will come from a1b divided by a, x2 will come from a2b divided by a, and so on. Okay, so let's consider an example. This is a system given. You see, two variables, two equations, 3x1 minus 2x2 minus 5x1 plus 4x2. So what is your a? A is the coefficient matrix 3 minus 2 minus 5 4. Okay, so 3 minus 2 minus 5 4, and b is the right hand side 6 and 8. So b is the right hand side. Okay, now from here, first thing I should do, I should find the determinant of a, because you see I have to divide by the determinant. So if your a is equal to 0, then we have a problem. Okay, so your a determinant should not be equal to 0. It means it should not be a singular matrix. It should be a non-singular matrix. Okay, so if I find the determinant, how to find determinant? 3 into 4, 5 into 2. So 12 minus 10 gives you 2. So 2 is not equal to 0, so we are fine. It means now I can go and find A1. What is A1? A1 is replace the first column by B. Replace first column by B to get A1. What is B? B is 6, 8. So I will replace this first column by 6, 8, and second column will remain as it is, minus 2, 4. So 6, 8 minus 2, 4. Now if you find the determinant, it will give you 40. 6, 4 are 24 plus 16 is 40. Now A to B comes from, if I replace the second column by, now replace second column by B, 6, 8. So first column as it is, from A 3 minus 5, first column, second column is B 6, 8. Now if you find the determinant, 8 3s are 24 minus 4, 5 6 are 30. So 24 plus 30 is 54. Now I got everything because there are only two columns, so I will get only A1 and A2. For a 3 by 3 matrix, I will get A1, A2 and A3 as well, because third column will also be replaced by B. So now by Cramer's rule say that x1 is A1B determinant by A determinant. A1B is 40 divided by 2. So 40 divided by 2 is x1, and A2 is 54. So A2 by A, 54 by 2 is 27. So I got the solution through the Cramer's rule. So see how easy it is to use Cramer's rule to find the solution of a system of equations. You can check whether this solution is correct or not. x1 27, x2 x120, x2 27. You can replace here x1 20, x2 27. So 20 times 3 is 60, minus 27 times 2 is 54. So 60 minus 54 is 6. First equation is satisfied. Now if replace 20 here and 27 here, so 5 times 20 is 100 minus 100, and 27 into 4 is 80, 108, right? So 108 minus 100 is 8. So both equations are satisfied. It does not take time to check whether our solution is correct or not, but we should always do that, right, to make sure whether our solution is correct. If there is some mistake, of course it will not satisfy the equation. If it is not satisfying the equation, we can go back and check our calculation. Maybe we have done some mistake here in calculating the determinants, or maybe replacing the right hand side in the columns. All right, so this is the simple method of finding solving the system of equations. Okay, so this can be applied to any system where number of variables are the same as number of equations, and the second condition is your determinant of A should not be equal to 0. It means your A should be invertible. If determinant of A is 0, we call it singular matrix, which is not invertible. So if determinant is not 0, it is non-singular, it has an inverse. So it is only applied if A is your invertible matrix. So that's it for today. So this gives you some review of the determinants as well as the Cramer's rule to solve the system of equations. Review it, watch the video couple of times, and do the practice problems. If you have any questions, of course, you can ask anytime. So up till then, bye from me.